Okay, so in order to create a Google form on Google Drive, you first want to make sure that you log into drive.google.com. You're then going to click on this new button, the red button on the left, and it's going to say new. So you're going to click on new, and then you're going to create a Google form. So usually you'll have to go down to where it says more and then slide over for a Google form. Once your Google form opens and loads, you're going to want to title it, obviously, and then you're going to fill in your, we'll call this sample test form. So you're going to title it, and then you're going to generate your test question. So test question 1, and then we'll make this multiple choice. We'll say options A, option B, option C, and option D, just for kicks. We'll hit add item and create a second test question 2, and then we'll, again, it'll be options A, option B, option C, and option D. And just for future reference, you can change these to where it's either multiple choice, text, paragraph text. You can choose from a list, so that's usually when you have like a scrolling list for something. So there's a lot of different options here. But when you're done with that, then you're just going to hit done at the bottom. So you've got your sample test created, and then you're going to want to send the form. So you're going to click on send form at the top. Now, an easy way to share this is if you copy and paste the link at the top. So I usually just copy and paste this and send in emails. You can also copy this and send it in text messages if you're doing this from your phone. I mean, keep it really simple if you need to, or you can type in manually addresses or copy and paste from the form. So you would hit send on those, and just for kicks, I'm going to send it to myself. There we go, and we'll hit send. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and view the live form and fill out my sample test here. And so for my first option, I'm going to go ahead and click on B, and then second one will be C, and we'll hit submit. So we can either submit another response and create another response, or create another form rather, and then carry on from there. So now that I've created a sample test response, I'm going to go back to my test here and then find where it says responses. Now if I click on responses, I can either click on summary of responses or view responses. You can change the response destination, but it's going to generate a spreadsheet itself to show those responses. So we're going to go ahead and click on view responses. And you can see here that it's a generated spreadsheet, and it's going to show up in your drive as well. So this is going to be saved everywhere you go. And you can see test question 1 for B and test question 2 for C. Now I'm going to go back to that form and show you another way to look at the responses. And this is probably what you're going to be using most, is a summary of responses. And we'll click on this where it says summary of responses. And summary of responses is going to generate a pie chart, so for your different options. So the more people that submit responses, the greater the different the pie chart is going to look, obviously. So you can add questions on here if you realize, oh shoot, you know, like I needed to add a third question or a fourth question. You can just go ahead and add item. It's not going, you can resend this out, but if you immediately sent it and realized, oh shoot, I need to add another question, you can do that right away, and it's going to change it, and you don't need to resend it to people if they haven't submitted responses yet. So that's something else to think about too. Now, if you are doing this for grading, if let's say A is the correct answer, B is the correct answer, whatever it might be, and you need a grade for a student, you're going to want to go onto add-ons, Flubaroo, enable Flubaroo on this sheet. Once we enable it, then we're going to go back and click on add-ons, Flubaroo, grade the assignment. So we're going to wait on this. Not enough submissions. Okay, so we would need to submit the form a couple other times. So we'll just put in another response here just to get that done. We'll put in D and A, submit. Okay, and then we'll go back here. All right, and then we'll add on Flubaroo, grade assignment. And then in order to grade the assignment, let's say we want question 1 to be 5 points because it is weighted heavier or more important, and then question 2 is just going to be 1 point like regular. Okay, so it's going to be normal grading, or we can grade by hand. Let's say if it's a select or a constructed response question, or we can skip grading. So we're just going to hit normal grading on each one. Continue. You must have blessed. Oh, select at least one question that identifies a student. Oh, okay. Oops, you know what we forgot to do is identifying a student. So that was probably the first thing we need to do. So the first thing you need to do is identify the student, which I didn't do, but that's okay. So we'll just continue. And let's say that test question B is our correct answer, grading latest submissions. And what do you know, but it's going to give us a printout. So our first student here failed, got 0 points right because we said that B was the correct answer. And it gives you the percentage here. Now, like a more elaborate version, it's going to allow you to email the grade to the students if the email address is associated with the response, then you can email that grade too. So that's kind of cool. But that is using Google Forms.